and he had to put his head down, put it in a towel. A message from the fans for the GM who traded him. Compared to other words that start with F, that's
it's
okay.
Pretty tame.
Then you got Doncic, step back three. He had 14 points in the first quarter, so he channeled that emotion into production, and then he had 17 points in the second quarter. I got that. Listen, I'll do the math so you don't have to. 31 points in the first half, 11 for 16 from the floor, 6 of 8 from three. He had 13 30-point halves in his Mavs career. This is his first as a member of the Lakers. JJ Redick said it was an awesome moment for everyone. What about the fourth quarter? They put Luka back in, about 9 minutes to go. How does he get this to go? High off the window? Yes. Huh? Oh, high off the window like a drug-addled bird. 40 points for Luka. Who would top that by a few more? Sitting on 43. Oh, what? Just say no. And we get to 45 for Luka against his former team, 112-97. Doncic feeling all the feelings with Lisa Salter postgame.
So many emotions. Can't even explain it. Brought tears to my eyes. Like I said, I came as a young kid here with 18, and I know what to expect from NBA. And they made me feel like home. And it's just a lot of great memories. All the teammates I had, everybody had my back. I'm the happy, this guy, I love these fans, I love this city, but it's time to move on.
It doesn't seem like the fans have. Our NBA front office insider Bobby Marks is with us. Bobby, what stood out to you, not only with Luka's 45 points, but also the way in which he was received by those fans in his return to Dallas?
Yeah, right. I think just the emotional part of it. I think I've never seen a fan base, certainly whose hearts were basically ripped out, basically cheer a player that was traded throughout the whole game. There was a point last night when he was being cheered when he scored, and then there was also a point when the Mavericks were being cheered when they were scored. And then I think on the court, was as good of a game that I've seen Luka play. Before this, lowest percentage of shot attempts at the rim. Last night, 16 points on layups last night, and it basically just kind of opened up a lot of different things for him last night. So a lot of emotions, electrifying, awkward, like we could tie a lot of different things in there, but I think they got the win, and here they are in that number 3 seed.
The wins are important right now for a Lakers team that did officially clinch a playoff berth with that dub. They can lock in the 3 seed in the West with one more win over their final 2 games. Bobby, how important is it for LA to get that 3 seed?
I think it's critical. Certainly besides getting home court advantage for the first round, you look at the bracket, they'll avoid Oklahoma City until a Western Conference Finals. And no disrespect to Houston, but if you're going to get to the Western Conference Finals, you want to be on the other side of the bracket. So locking in that number 3 seed certainly is going to be important. They've got a couple games to do that here, and I would expect them to be the number 3 seed when we start next weekend. All
right, Lakers and Rockets tomorrow night, and then they close out the regular season. Los Angeles does against Portland on Sunday. Bobby, stay close. Gary has more on the Nuggets post-Malone era.
Correct. 4 straight losses. That's a season high for Nikola Jokic and these Nuggets on the road taking on the Kings, who are in a play-in spot at this point. Ron receiving the oop from the alley from Jokic. 66-58 at the break. First game after the Nuggets fired Mike Malone, so Jokic drawn something up, maybe for Christian Brown. Kicks it out to him. Nobody's on him. Splash for CB, 25 points for him, which makes it consecutive 25-point games for the first time ever in his career. And then off the miss, Peyton Watson open enough to get the rock to, and then hits the hezzy. Also hits the field goal. 21st triple-double through 3 quarters this season. That's the most by any player in the last 50 years. We still have an entire quarter to play, and Jokic is going to continue to do his thing. It's just too easy. He's too big, too strong. Kings locked into the play-in. Nuggets still in the 4th seed. Here's Jokic.
I'm not going to say what Josh told me. So, I knew a little bit before everybody, and he told me, like, we made a decision. So it was not discussion. It was decision, and, he told me why. And so I listened and I accepted, I'm not going to tell what he told me. I'm going to keep that private.
Said he accepted the decision. there wasn't a discussion. Bobby Marks, how should we interpret those comments from Denver's All-Star?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I would trust Josh Kroenke, their owner here, who knows the pulse of that locker room. He's not going to fire Michael Malone unless he knows he's not going to lose that group, especially Nikola Jokic here, especially for a player that's extension eligible this summer, who can extend for additional 3 years, $212 million. So I don't want to say he had the blessing of Jokic here, but he's not going to go about firing a coach that won a championship if he knows that he's not going to lose this locker room.
That championship came just 2 seasons ago, Denver's first ever. And the Nuggets right now, despite that tumultuous activity this last week, they're still the 4th seed in the West. Bobby Marks joining us this morning on SportsCenter. Thanks, Bobby.
All right, Golden State's trying to stay out of the play-in situation in the Western Conference. Luckily, they're facing a Spurs squad that's taking the struggle bus to the arena. Steph Curry, a triple. The Spurs were 17.5-point underdogs in this game. And they still give Golden State a little bit of a problem, although Curry, 300 made threes in the season for the 6th time in his career. That's the most in the NBA. Let's go to the 4th, though. The Dubs trailing by 1. Steph, all right, making respect to 3, get to the rim. He had 30 points. Warriors back up by 1. But here comes San Antonio. Down 2, now we're tied. Keldon Johnson, one of 3 Spurs in double figures off the bench. Stephon Castle going to find Johnson, 21 points, man. Okay, hold on. Spurs go up by 2. All square at 111. Last shot for San Antonio. Former Warrior Harrison Barnes.
Got it.
Yep. The bell doesn't dismiss you, Gary. I dismiss you. In this case, Harrison Barnes does. 20 points in 36 minutes. He made 6 threes. The 4th
playing forever.
Game-winning buzzer beater of his career, 114-111. That man played for Dean Smith at North Carolina. He did.
We're gonna keep things in Cali. Kawhi Leonard back in that starting lineup. Jalen Green, the only regular starter, suiting up for the Rockets because they've locked into the 2 seed. Kawhi baseline to baseline. Ooh. And this kind of looks like vintage Kawhi, getting it done on the defensive end and then just 90 feet down the other way. He'll slam that home. Clippers up 71-58 at the break. And then you talk about vintage. What about a classic James Harden experience? Hits the step back 3 plus the foul. Clippers up 19 and then more Kawhi. The Bunnies are looking fresh for the Claw and the Clippers, who are trying to maintain pace with the Nuggets. They're actually going to have the identical record after this win. Ivica Zubac getting it done. First career triple-double for him and then pulling it back. 3 of his 35 for Harden, also had 10 assists. Clippers win 134-117, so it's tight out west. Despite that win, Clippers still sit as the current 5 seed and a game behind the Lakers for the overall 3 seed in the West. The Suns, they were eliminated yesterday, so our final 10 teams, they are confirmed. What is not confirmed is their seeding. You saw the Warriors' crucial loss that has them back in the play-in tournament. But 2 games left in the regular season, so more movement to come.
Oh, it's time.
Thực tập thì chả lười, thực tập về lười lắm.